I'm a student of productivity, but in particular, I'm really a student of GTD. And since you and I started talking, I've been learning a lot about the process, and I hope those people who are watching us are kind of learning as they go as well. Now, the last time you and I talked, we talked about where the GTD process begins with collecting ideas and projects and things. And today I'd really like to move to the next steps of getting things done, clarifying and organizing and everything that we've collected. So let me just jump in with clarifying. So we've collected all this stuff. What does it mean that we have to clarify those things? Isn't it enough to just write down all these ideas that we've had?
Well, a lot of people would think so, especially if they're into the old to-do list kind of habit. Most of those to-do lists are incomplete lists of still unclear stuff. When you see something like mom or bank or tooth or VP of marketing or whatever, you see that on a list, you go, yeah, great. Well, you captured something that probably has your attention, but there's still some thinking about it, some decision making that you haven't done. You haven't finished your thinking yet on what those things are. And if you haven't finished your thinking, there's still a loop that's spinning in there. What are you going to do about it? Do you really want a divorce? Do you really want to adopt? Do you really want to give your kids karate lessons? Do you really want to hire a VP of marketing? What do you want to do with the bank? So there's still a lot of thinking. And so sometimes those lists that people have as to-do lists will create as much stress as they relieve, simply because they're reminding you of decisions you haven't made yet and thinking you haven't finished yet. So the thinking to finish is simply to clarify the nature of what are those things. Are they actionable? Yes or no? I use, Dave, you've probably heard me do this a zillion times, but I use the example of your kitchen. It's like everybody's got a kitchen, everybody's got a cooking area, of some sort. You come in and it's out of control. Right? It's not how you need it to make a nice dinner for your family or to invite friends over for appetizers or whatever. Right? It's out of control. So then what do? Well, what has your attention are the things that are not where they need to be, the way they need to be. Right? A lot of stuff in your kitchen is fine, right? But there's a lot of stuff that's not if it's kind of out of control. So then what do you need to do? I need to decide, what is this? Oh, this is a spice. Oh, this is a dirty dish. Oh, that's a good food, or that's bad food, whatever. And you're doing the clarifying right there. Saying, what's the nature of this thing that's off or not the way it needs to be, and how it needs to be. And that's the clarification step, because you don't know what to do with the spice until you decide it's a spice. You don't know what to do with a dirty dish until you decide it's a dirty dish. Right? So clarify and organize sit very, very close together, because you don't know how to organize anything until you know the nature of what these things are. Right? So, the mail that you pull out of your mailbox, you don't know what to do with that stuff until you decide, is that a piece of junk mail? Is that a bill? Is that a note from a neighbor? Or what is it? What's the nature of that thing? So determining the nature of something is the clarify step, as well as, probably the essence of one way to sort of describe the essence, an essential GTD principle is to get things done. You need to decide what done means and what doing looks like and where it happens.
So when we're clarifying, are we looking for the next action right away?
Yeah. Well, if you haven't decided the next action, if it's an actionable thing, then you haven't fully clarified it yet.